Hello, it's Judy Barkowiak here from NLP and EFT Kids. It's been a little while since I've recorded a podcast. Part of the reason for that is I've been very busy writing, engaging NLP and EFT for early years. It's been really hard actually trying to cut it down because there's just so much that I'd like to say about how to help your children when they're small to understand and manage their emotions. And so yes, it started off really quite huge, then I've cut it down, then I've built it up, and then I've done all sorts of things. Such is the dilemma really for a writer such as myself, who is so passionate about passing on as much as I possibly can. So I have been a bit quiet of late. What news? My first audiobook is out, would you believe? Absolutely amazing. I've wanted to do this one for a very long time. And it took me quite a bit of time to find just the right narrator. Many people have said, well, why don't you narrate it yourself? And I do agree, it is lovely to hear the author's voice, isn't it, on a book? But I think you'll agree when you listen to it that Laura Jennings is actually perfect because she takes it a lot slower than I would. She's also an NLP practitioner, which is fantastic. So she does actually understand what she's reading. And wait for it, I want her to do the early years book, and she's got 10 years experience in early years education. So isn't that amazing? Anyway, that wasn't what I was going to talk to you about today. Sort of is though, in the sense that the second audiobook that I have in mind is the audiobook of Be a Happier Parent with NLP, which I wrote back in, 2011, something like this. This was actually my first book. And how it happened was that I'd already trained in NLP with Sue Knight, and I'd been applying it here, there and everywhere with my kids, much to their amusement sometimes. And I was doing an advanced creative writing course with the Open University, and attended a conference on traditional versus self-publishing. That's right. And it was fascinating. And I remember asking the question, it was, I think, Victoria Rodham from Hodder, that she asked for questions. And I said, I'm a freelance ghostwriter. Do you think I could submit, thinking that I wasn't really a proper writer, because you don't really feel quite the same, do you, when you're writing sort of for other people. Anyway, it was a silly question really, because she said, of course, it means that you're good at writing to different people's sort of styles and different content and so on. So I got back from that conference, immediately submitted, and it was turned down the first time because apparently my tone was a bit sort of, I know these things type of tone. I think my kids would probably say that was quite typical of me. And I just needed to make it more about like we mums. And that's what I did. So Be a Happier Parent with NLP was born. And it's still out now. It's still selling well. You can get it on Amazon. Or indeed anywhere. But I want to make it an audiobook. The reason being that mums are really busy, and so many of the mums I speak to say that they do love an audiobook. So that's what I'm going to do. I will update it because some of the examples in here might be a little bit dated. So yes, that's going to be the next audiobook. I've managed to get the my copyright back just for the audiobook, not for the book itself. So if you do, when it does come to being able to tell you that the audiobook is out, then you'll find it is slightly different from the book itself. The audiobook that is out is the one that's Understanding Children and Teens, which is a much more recent book. And I've got 50 free promo codes. Stumbling over my words today. Yes, so they're all individual codes, so I can't sort of share the code with you or anything really convenient like that. You will need to get in touch with me. Probably the easiest way is via my website, the website being judybartkowiak.com. That's JUDYBARTKOWIAK.com. If you put the inquiry in through there, or of course you can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, etc., etc. And if you ask for the code, I will send that to you, and then you get a free audiobook of Understanding Children and Teens straight away. And that book is really for obviously for parents, but parents who are probably looking for sort of slightly more professional approach, in the sense that it's covering how you can use NLP and EFT with your children and your teens, and to some extent, I guess, for yourself. So it's probably more catering for coaches, practitioners, social workers, teachers, and those who work with children on a more professional footing. It covers, as well as NLP and EFT, it covers mindfulness, play and art therapy, crystal therapy, crystal healing, and picture tapping. So it covers basically all the things I do with kids in my own practice, NLP and EFT kids. So it covers pretty much everything. It's sort of the course that I train in a book. So you can come and train with me. That would be lovely. And all the details about the training that I offer are on my website. And it covers everything that I do with children. And probably a little bit unusual, you can pay for it module by module. So there are 12 modules, and you can pay £100 per module. The modules are 90 minutes, so it's actually less than the cost of a 90-minute therapy session. The reason being, obviously, that it's, you're training with me, and obviously I would hope that you would continue to do the 12, do your final assignment, and get a lovely certificate to enable you to practice with children in your own practice yourself, either in addition to the work you already do, or standalone as a practitioner or coach specialising in working with children and teens. I do only train those who have children because I feel that gives you an insight that those who are not parents would probably find a struggle to understand, because there's just nothing like that sense of failure that one feels as a parent, which is completely illogical, obviously. But we do blame ourselves when our children behave badly or do something mad or whatever. So yes, I do prefer to train those who are parents already. I think I'm going to draw to a close on this podcast, even though I've got something lined up, because it sort of feels that this is a subject all of its own, which is really about, you hearing a catch up from me about what's going on for me, which, as I said, is really finishing the early years book. So I'm hoping to publish this in time for those of you who have children starting in reception in September. And what I'd really like, if any of you know any mums and dads who have children in that age group, I guess particularly I'd be looking at sort of maybe 3s to 6s, who would be willing to cast their eyes over the draft book and give me some feedback. Even if all you can do is just look at one chapter, that would be absolutely fabulous. So if you could maybe contact me if you can do that, and in return I'll send you a free copy of the book. Obviously that's the very least I can do. So yes, if you could spread the word on that. Also telling you that my first audiobook, Understanding Children and Teens, is out, and you can contact me for a free promo code. What else? Well, Engaging NLP for Sport came out a couple of months ago, and that is all about sports mindset for young athletes. And I have spoken about that before in a podcast, so it'll be familiar to you, but a bit of a reminder perhaps. It's the summer holidays. Maybe now is a good time for your young athlete to to get some insight into methods, tools, techniques and so on that can help them with the emotions that we can associate with our sport. Sometimes sort of angry at a ref's decision, or frustrated with other players maybe, anxious, nervous, disappointed in yourself, low self-esteem, limiting beliefs. All of that stuff is covered. So basically, do check in at my website, judybartkowiak.com. You'll also find there loads of free resources, worksheets and so on, and special offers on the Engaging NLP series, not the new one, the NLP for Sport, but the older ones, because as I'm updating them, I'm not changing the content. I mean, NLP is NLP, isn't it? But maybe updating some of the examples. Those ones should be $6.99. They're $6.99 on Amazon. But if you use my website, you can get them for £5 each. So I would definitely recommend that. And I will make another podcast in a moment about the content from Be a Happier Parent, which is being turned into an audiobook sometime later this year. And I'm going to be talking about coping with criticism. So that's me, over and out.